Hey, Mike with Rove Pest Control here. And with winter in full swing for most of us, we tend to get a lot of calls and a lot of people concerned with head lice because it's the season that it tends to spread the most. So today's video, I'm going to go through some different tips and ways to prevent head lice in your home and with your family. So the biggest defense factor that you want to implement for preventing head lice and ways to get rid of head lice is education. You know, one thing that we find is that with head lice, it really only spreads by contact. And so that means that it needs to be in direct contact, hair-to-hair contact, or coming in contact with clothing articles, or again, maybe things that come into the hair like combs or hair brushes or hair ties, or on bedding or pillows where someone would sleep that perhaps has head lice. So since it needs to be direct contact, education, as I said, is one of the best prevention factors you can use to prevent head lice. So it really starts in most cases with educating your children. Now, lice can spread in other areas besides with just children. That just happens to be the most common one. Again, it needs direct contact, so it can spread quickly in places like college dorms or maybe army barracks or different things like that, where other people are in a great close contact with each other. But typically what you'll find is it comes from kids sharing hats, sharing jackets, sharing hairbrushes, having slumber parties and at sleepovers, sharing pillows, different things like that, where for the most part it can be prevented, but it typically spreads between children just because they don't know any better. So again, that key foundation is going to be educating your children on not sharing hats, not sharing jackets, keeping their winter gear separate from other kids. You know, sometimes that's not necessarily possible. You know, maybe your kids are at daycare, or again, you go to a party, everybody just kind of throws their jackets and hats on top of each other. So there is some spread anyway. But again, if you're concerned with a head lice problem, or maybe you've been notified by your school that one of the children does have it, again, really educating your kids on not sharing those different items can go a long way to helping you prevent lice. Another thing you can do as well is change up the hairstyle that maybe your children have. So instead of leaving all their hair down, again, that's just more opportunities for those head lice to latch on and get onto your children's head and into your home. Again, you could have ponytails, braids, pigtails, different hairstyles like that, again, that are keeping the hair more tight together and basically eliminating a lot of the opportunities for lice to get on your children's head. Again, lice don't jump, they don't fly, they really only just crawl, and so direct contact with another person that has head lice is really the only way that it's going to spread. So having that foundation of education is one of the most effective ways to prevent head lice in your home. If you suspect that your children might have head lice or they've been in contact with someone with head lice, again, one of the prevention steps you can do is thoroughly washing those clothes that have been in contact with head lice. So again, the hats, the jackets, the winter coats, different things like that. Again, typically they're not going to be on those all the time, but it's a possibility that those lice could have gotten on those articles of clothing. So you want to wash them in hot water, dry them on high to make sure that you kill off the lice, and then thoroughly look over them, because again, the different eggs could be on them. Again, you might not see active lice on these articles of clothing, but that doesn't necessarily mean that their eggs aren't there, because what will happen is when these lice get on your children, or again, maybe on these clothing, they'll go through their development cycle, and you're going to have to kill them off over time, where one of the effective ways, you kind of can choose your remedy of choice, right? There's a lot of different home remedies that people swear by, from mayonnaise to castor oil to medicated treatments, different things like that. So there's a lot of options you can use to get rid of the head lice if you do have them. The biggest foundation that we've found that tends to work is leading with that actually suffocating the head lice. So again, like I said, some people swear by mayonnaise, other people have different oils that they talk about. Whatever the case is, what you can do is you can cover your head with this. So again, like I said, let's take mayonnaise for example. You might cover your head completely with that, and then you'll put on a shower cap, and basically what that does is it can suffocate the lice on your head. Now you want to leave this overnight, or at least for several hours, and then you'll wash that out, and then what you'll use is a nit pick, they call it. It's a very finely toothed comb And then you can actually get rid of those dead lice, or again, their eggs that might be in the hair. Now, unfortunately, like I said, it's not really a one-shot deal. You might have to do this repeatedly for a week to 2 weeks to even a little bit longer to fully get rid of all the lice. But like I said, you want to thoroughly wash any clothes that do come in contact with the head if there is a head lice issue. Again, washing those combs, the hair binders, different things like that to prevent the spread and keep your family safe. So again, overall though, when it comes to different ways of preventing head lice, education is really the key foundation, and avoiding contact with people that do have head lice. And then again, making sure you clean the combs, the hair ties, the brushes, the hats, the jackets, the scarves, different things like that that may have come in contact with someone with head lice, again, to prevent the spread in your home. So again, hopefully you got some benefit and value out of this video. If you did, feel free to comment and share. And if you happen to be a first-time customer with us or experiencing head lice issues or any other pest issues, feel free to reach out to us at rovepestcontrol.com. And then again, as a first-time customer, you can go to rovepestcontrol.com/50 off, and enter your information there. You're going to get $50 off your first service with us. So again, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you more soon.